You've seen a lot of businesses where you look at the financials and you go, look, there's nothing really here that someone's going to want to buy, or you don't have the systems in place to be able to really hand it over, or et cetera, concentration risk. There's all kinds of reasons why a business may not be very marketable. But that's not what the sort of gurus are going to say. There's a lot of people out there teaching stuff to do with buying a business, all the way up to Harvard University's acquisition, entrepreneurship through acquisition program, or the whole spectrum is here. There's books you can buy. There's, yeah, I have an online training program people can sign up for. It's been available almost since I started on YouTube. It's a couple $100 and it teaches you the process, and it's really designed to help cultivate clients for my consulting business. There's no hard and fast rule, because I know other people out there that are doing buy a business boot camps, and I've talked with their students, and their students claim to have gotten great value. I've also talked to students who've done some of these guru programs for $6,000, $10,000, $15,000, who were taught that they could somehow buy a business with no money, even if they were broke. And when they eventually realize that they can't get these deals done and they go looking for answers, they find people like me. I had this one guy who was really and I've interviewed people on my channel who've gone through these programs, so there's stories on there. But this one guy had 3 different deals he was working on. He was trying to do them all with 100% financing, and bankers weren't returning his calls.
Yeah.
And he had done everything he had been taught to do in this online education program. And he said, after a while, I kept bugging, my instructors for further and further information. They just stopped returning my emails. And I said, tell me about your deal. And so this guy wanted to borrow, 75% of the money to buy a business from a bank.
Yeah.
And we wanted to borrow in various other ways, the other 25%.
Yeah.
And I just said, what's your opening balance sheet going to look like? What's your debt to equity ratio going to be? And he didn't understand what that meant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's the
And I said,
problem.
I said any bank that is going to look at a deal, they look at that debt to equity ratio because it's a way for banks to measure the risk of the loan they're going to make.
Yeah.
And if you have no skin in the game, then they're going to have to get their risk covered in another way. And so you're in the United States. In the US, the SBA guarantee program is one of the ways that banks manage risk.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either got to have some kind of guarantee program attached to it, or there has to be sufficient equity put in. There's just these gaping holes in some of these programs. And I think that what the gurus are hoping for is that people feel inundated with information. They feel like they're in over their head. They don't actually act on it and feel embarrassed, and don't ever realize that what they ended up getting maybe wasn't really worthwhile.